What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. What's going on? All right. If you all got me, you can hear me. Drop a what's up in the chat. Drop a what's up in the comment. All right. All right. All right. So look, feature just video. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Come on in the room tonight. Sound like old church people. Come on in the room. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? All right. Working with this technology today. Can you hear me on your end? All right. What's up, everybody? Good to have you guys on. Good to have you on. Go ahead and, if you're watching wherever you're from, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Yeah. What's up, Dr. Young? The Cannons, I see you. Y'all just black and white over there. I see you, just black and white. Let's see what we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and join on Instagram. All right. I just can't hear you all. If y'all talking, I just can't hear you. All right. We on. We on. Yeah, you good.
And you got color.
And we got color. Live and in color. Live and in color. What's up, Cam? What's up? You watching on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube? I'm telling you, I need you all to stay on, stay hyped, because tonight we're talking about some serious business stuff. I have a great couple on tonight that's going to tell us about the life and even the struggles of being a serial entrepreneur. And for those that don't know, serial just means they serious. Oh yeah, they have many businesses. Yeah, many businesses. And so I'm excited to have one of my new favorite couples on tonight. So listen, if you guys have just joined in, let me know where you're watching from. I see you on Instagram. What's going on? Hello, Auntie. All right, got some family on Instagram. If you're on Facebook or watching on YouTube, great. Thank you for joining us. Listen, we're going to have some great conversation. If you know anyone that's in business, get them on. Get them on this live right now. Just go ahead, like and share. Send it to someone you know. Say, hey, they're going to drop some nuggets tonight, especially if you know anyone that has multiple dreams, multiple business endeavors. You know that person, Darius, that has, they always coming to you with a new idea. Yeah, this live is for them. That person that's a big dreamer. Like, I just do this and I want to go from one thing to the next. I want you to go ahead, think about their person, and all right, go ahead and share this link to them. I want them to check it out because we're going to have a good time talking tonight. But please go ahead, share the video if you would, the live tonight. All right. So my name is Michael D. Young. Hopefully you know me. If you don't, I help service-based entrepreneurs break $1 million revenue barriers, and I do that through coaching them through putting strategic plans, business and marketing plans together so they can build out their systems, process, policies, and procedures. And so we're going to do that through different mentorship programs. We're taking it to the next level, y'all. So listen, go ahead, like, share, tell somebody else. Michael's on with the Cannon brand. All right. If you haven't heard of them, they're not from Florida. You all know I'm a Florida born and raised. They're not from Florida. So I want you all to
do
it. Go there with all the way up in Delaware. All right. All the way up in Delaware. All right. So we want to say thank you for the Cannon brand. If you all can y'all join on Instagram or no? You know, if y'all,
yeah,
y'all can do that. I know I'm working you extra tonight. All right.
It's all right. I requested to join.
Okay. So let me see what I got to do. I got you.
Man, all this techie stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of techie stuff. Y'all give us a minute. What's up, Rachel? All right. There we go. All right. So listen, everybody, we have the Cannon brand Bishop. For those that don't know, I call him the Bishop.
Don't do that.
Bishop Carlos Cannon and also Lady Ephesia. And so we are so grateful to have them. I met them in our mastermind up in Atlanta under Marcus Y. Rozier. And so we have been brothers and sisters united from out in Atlanta. Listen, sometimes you all, it's about that you're in. And I want you all to go ahead and share this with somebody because we want to talk to those individuals that have different dreams, not just one dream, but you have multiple dreams. You may have multiple endeavors, desires to grow your business. Maybe you don't feel like being locked into one thing for the rest of your life, and you have some other things you want to do with what you believe maybe God has spoke to you to do or skilled you to do or gifted you to do. So, all right, I want the Cannons to go ahead, introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit more about you, and how in the world, here's the big question, how in the world do you have 14 different businesses? All right, I just gave it away. Most people on here have no idea the magnitude of this conversation, but how in the world you have 14 businesses?
It's platinum hair.
Yeah, let's talk about
they give it away.
Let's talk about it. Go ahead, tell us more about yourself and how you got into business.
Good evening from the camp. Well, I didn't realize I said, but I go, hey y'all, because I'm country. But hey y'all,
I'm country too.
Our pleasure to be here tonight. We are the Cannon brand. First of all, thank you for affording us the opportunity to share platform on tonight. This is what it's all about. You know, the first thing I can say before anything when it comes to entrepreneurship is partnership is key. Yeah. And wherever you can find like-minded people that you can collaborate with, to exchange idea. We're Bible believing people, so the Bible says iron sharpens iron. However you want to describe it, there's so much that can be gained through the power of partnership. So we're super excited to be able to partner on this evening with Mike.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
14 businesses.
Yes, partnership critical. 14 businesses.
Introduce ourselves. So my name is LaFisha. I'm one half of the Cannon brand. My husband, you want to introduce yourself?
No, you go.
And my husband Carlos, who's the other half of the Cannon brand. He the brain, I'm the muscle. Or he the visionary, the brain. It depends on the day. But we try to do what we do. We've been in this entrepreneurship space the whole time, both of us, for about 4.5 years, going on 5. We do a wide range of, provide a wide range of, we have a wide range of businesses, let me say. Things that we love most is we help entrepreneurs start and grow businesses, access capital, and develop strategies and streams that help them transition from 9 to 5 and create generational wealth for their families. And doing so, well, our goal in doing so was birthed out of all these different entities that we were able to create, grow, some scale, and yeah, it's a lot. So we have non-emergency medical transportation.
You actually said 14. We got some in business and lost track, but just for you tonight, we actually go name them all tonight.
I gotta write them all down,
and we gonna figure just exactly.
Well, y'all need to figure that out then.
Yeah. We have so many businesses, but I also have LLCs for businesses that I am to start. And I know one man's why in the world would you do that? But if you know anything about funding and seasoning,
right?
You know,
that's a good point. We'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk about that because I know some people. Go ahead. We got a little lag going on.
Anyway, no, I was just gonna so I was gonna give you the rundown of the businesses. I feel like I need to write so you can help me too.
Well,
so
just give us five. Give us your top five. How about that?
My top five. Apex Transportation Services. That's our non-emergency medical business. Limousine Unlimited.
That's the Limousine Party
buses.
Tax Masters.
Okay, so I have a full service tax business. Maxis. We have a rental car business.
Slingshot.
Rental car shop.
Okay.
The Heritage Investments.
Real estate. So there are a bunch of different companies under the real estate umbrella.
Big Hurts Barbecue.
I was gonna say
Big Hurts. Listen, y'all. Listen. Hold up. Y'all gotta stop right there. I gotta hold up right there. So it already sounds like you're huge in the transportation industry because you have like 4 different brands or 4 different businesses under one brand in the transportation industry. But listen, my brother, now you showing out with those posts on that barbecue. I'm just gonna tell you this, for those that don't know, I want you to go ahead and Google or go to Instagram and look up Big Hurts Barbecue. I'm telling you what, if you all see how juicy, I said, man, if this guy ever come, they gonna lock him. Ooh, I'm talking about meat just fall off the bone. I saw one guy pull up a bone right out the meat. It just fell off. I said, oh my gosh. Yeah. But hey, listen, let's get down to business because I know somebody wants to hear some more about your experience. And I had this question. Some people will say, they got all those businesses just because they start something and don't know how to finish it. I mean, what would you say to the critic that's out there that may be listening to this and they're like, oh man, I don't want to hear this. They just don't finish what they start. What do you say to something like that?
Okay, my first response, I'm sarcastic, pray for me. My first response is check my tax return.
Oh!
That's check my tax return.
Check the receipt.
20, 10, 65, Schedule C's, I got them all.
I mean, we don't like everything that we name, we're still actively doing.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's why one of our hashtags, the ultimate entrepreneur. We have started businesses adopt businesses to start other businesses. When we say we run 12 businesses, we do them all at the same time, not different times. All this stuff that we do, we do it now.
Right.
So like, if I wouldn't respond to that because it don't apply to us.
Now, what I will say is that there's been a time where I felt like we should take our foot off the pedal on one, like with transportation, and I thought take our foot off the pedal with transportation. But the reality is that's $1 million business.
Right.
I can't take
that. That's
you know
tough.
What I mean?
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough, especially when we've been able to successfully do it. The option to do it was one of those. I'm sorry.
Not to cut you off, because I think a lot of times people hear that we have a transportation business that does $1 million a year. I think what's lost in narrative is we actually started it from nothing. So a lot of times when we're teaching entrepreneurs, our approach, well, at least my part of the approach, is not that we make $1 million a year in transportation. It's we're able to take 3 vans and no contracts, but believing in ourselves and on ourselves. In 3 years, we were able to scale.
Wow.
You know, because you can buy a business that's doing $1 million a year. You can buy a business that's active, but you're looking at 2 people that started from nothing. And as young people say, from the mud.
Wow.
So we literally, from LLC formation, licensing, and the research, to no contracts, to 1 contract, to 2 contracts, to where we are now. The $1 million a year, it is what it is. But to be able to talk to people who really started it from nothing, because a lot of times that's what we have, nothing to start from.
Right. That's awesome, bro. Like, I commend you. I know one person said, Heidi, hey, our CPA that was on last week, she's like, well, when do they sleep? And LaFisha was telling me, hey, I've been up since 3-4 o'clock this morning. I saw you all the other day going to grill cater some food, and I'm like, man, those some long days. And
we went to bed last night at midnight and got up this morning at about 3:30.
Oh my God! So you all gonna deserve a vacation for sure. And that's one thing. A lot of people they think that having a business is supposed to be easy.
No.
There's this misconception with this new generation that think you don't really have to work. Like, you can just hire everybody to do all the work and you can make a lot of money. It's a lot of young people that are out there that think any type of business that you have is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be gravy. And, you know, it just, I haven't met a business owner that ever said it was easy that did the work. I just haven't. What about you? I just haven't.
Definitely work. Like you said, for us to a business from nothing and grew it and then scale, because at our peak rated 20 vehicles. To be able to do that, it did take a lot of hard work. It took some long days and some early mornings and some late nights to make that work. And I think, you know, to your point, a lot of times people see net, to both of us, they see the net result, but don't understand the work and the effort and energy that went into it. The constant learning, not just work, because I think one of the things, and you guys touched on it a bit last week, when you're not necessarily dotting I's and crossing T's financially, you're putting money into a business, but you don't really know if it's working or if it's profitable or if you're achieving any of your goals because you're not measuring anything. Right. So I think, you know, when you consider all of those things that go into it, it really is more than a full-time job.
I think you talked about how the young people see it. In this day of social media, it seems like the majority of the people that talk business show the glamorous side of business or owning business. They show living that luxury lifestyle, but no one sees side. Mm-hmm. And that's that's part of our platform. Hey, what you get is what you get.
Right. Good and the bad.
I don't name brand stuff. I was in Skechers. I wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get in the grind. One of my sayings is the grind don't sleep and sleep don't grind. Like you can't say you want a Rolls Royce, but don't want to put in the work to get the Rolls Royce.
Oof. You know, that's the one thing I would say about you all is that this what I like to see, and this what I think connected me to you all, and it resonated with me so well. And I know I have some people that's on here that's watching this that feel me, whether you're on Facebook or IG. If you hear me out there, just drop a 1 in the comments. If you hear me, drop a 1 in the comments. Want to make sure you still there listening, active listening. But this is the one thing I really felt about you guys. I was like, they know what they're talking about. Like, there are a lot of people, and I have potential clients that are trying to engage and say, Michael, I want to work with you, but I'm a little nervous because other people that I've hired as a coach, they gave me a lot of fluff. And you can't be around me but so long and know that I put my hands on everything.
My grandmother
like said, literally. So
my grandmother
that's how
said,
I think. Yeah, that's how I teach. I try to help CEOs understand, even if you're not doing it, you need to know it. And so,
Right.
Bishop, I know you got the secret weapon right there. Nobody that can do your books. We talked about Monday, knowing your numbers, and you have somebody right there. Yeah, that's a secret weapon. Now, if you all get you a spouse that knows some accounting, whoo, you dangerous.
The secret sauce.
Dangerous.
Listen, let me say
Listen,
this.
I'm trying to tell you right now, if you're
Let me
single,
say this.
go ahead.
I have to give like we at church tonight. I have to give where honors due.
Yes, that's church.
You could not run the businesses that we run without someone that stays on top of the numbers.
Right.
We would not have what we have if it were for her. She's an accountant by trade, 20 plus years of accounting, bookkeeping. Right. So I acknowledge that. Like she says, I'm the grunt. Look, she tells me all the time. I go to the bathroom and come out with a business idea.
A whole new business idea.
I'm a hustler.
Yeah, I got an idea. Like,
I'll come out with the framework, and she'll put the meat on the skeleton.
Right.
So to your point, any partner that you have, you need someone to know.
Right. That's an awesome talent. And I would tell any couple, I would tell any couple that's in business together, that is a great strategy. I'm not sure if you all planned it that way or not, but if you're able to go that direction and somebody is able to focus on one side and the other person is able to focus on another, that is a great strategy.
But I will tell you, being an entrepreneur, that was all his brainchild, not mine. I was perfectly okay working a 9 to 5, but it was just something in him that would not rest.
Yes.
So he's absolutely the visionary behind, connecting these dots. Like I said, like he said, he'll go to the bathroom, he'll come out, he'll come, be riding the street and something hit him, and they come back home, and I'm looking like, bro, are you serious?
Right.
But I appreciate that, because that's how we got to the entrepreneur status. That's how we got to the serial entrepreneurs, from little simple ideas that fell into his head, and my having the ability to help him bring to life what was on his heart or his mind to do.
Right. So let me ask you this question then. When you have so many ideas, and I get asked this question all the time, I just want to know what your response is. When you have so many ideas, different business ventures, how do you know which one to put more priority on?
I think he put priority on all of them. I think it's a matter of number one, research, the industry. What does it take? What's the investment going to be? What's the opportunity cost if you don't move at a particular point in time? You consider all of those things. For example, when we decided to get slingshots, that wasn't something we could decide to get. Decide in July to say, hey, start a slingshot business this year. We've already missed the majority of the season. So that was something that, idea hit him like June, and it was a plan to say, okay, we need to figure out what the time frame is to get these units, what the marketing needs to look. Is there a market for it in our area? So a lot of research went into it, not just when it came to starting them, but even when it came to scaling them, like figuring out when the right can we create a process that's readable, communicable, and understandable by everybody in the process. Right. There are some businesses that we said, okay, this is what we want. Like, I want a daycare. 3 things I want before I leave this earth. I want a daycare center, I want a laundromat, and I want an entrepreneurial business center. And those are all things that are goals that I have, but I know now at the time to do that. Because the time demand that it's going to have. So I think, like I said, you're doing the research to determine the viability of the business. Will it succeed, or whatever the case is? But then you really need to look realistically at where you are with resources of money and time. Are you in position to really, to launch it, to grow it at this particular point in time? And if not, then it's not that you don't do it, but maybe now is not the time. Some Bible says it's lawful, not expedient. Now is just not the time to do it. And then I think it's always a constant. You can, chime in. It's always a constant cycle of when you should move which part. If you need to pivot in a particular area, if it's the time to throw resources into it, because maybe, and it happens sometimes, you have an idea that nobody thought about,
Right.
and once you share that, now other people, get in there.
I'm gonna chime
Right.
in because what she's saying is real key. We have some businesses that a lot of people don't hear a lot of promoting about. One of them is Yum Yum Jars. I was one of the first people in our state to actually do cupcakes in jars.
And we did that like 9 years ago.
Yeah, but what happened was if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. People started kind of knocking off the idea. Everybody was going to the store getting mason jars, putting cupcakes. And it wasn't the same quality, but do we want to put time and effort into something that's more competitive now, or pivot to do something else? Now, if I get an order, if I get a request to do it, I will do it, but I'm not going to put all of our effort into something that's not really creating revenue for us, a return for us to move. We need Slingshots. That's a seasonal business. With barbecue, well, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but she told me I can get a food truck next year. So with Big Herc's Barbecue, up until now, it's been seasonal. We only do it from March, April, May into probably December. But now with the food truck, I'm doing barbecue year round now. So a lot of our businesses, if they're seasonal, we'll run them up as long as we can during that season, but then we'll back them back down after the season and then concentrate on something else. Prime example, we'll do Max's with the Slingshots, but then right around the full time, it's time to put Max's up. But now Tatum is coming.
And during those off periods, those off seasons, that's when you sit back and you're doing your evaluation. What do I need to do differently next season? Where was my great gain? Where was my loss? Let's listen, figure out, do we need to pivot? Do we need to add more? Like, for example, we got 3 Slingshots now. Do we add more Slingshots based on what happened? Do we need to ramp up marketing? Do we need to focus on the water sports perspective? Do we need to add more vehicles?
Right.
We do cars too.
Right.
Cars.
Right. Awesome. So it sounds like you all basically pivot off of the seasons with some of the businesses, and when some are down, the others are up. So you're able to have a steady flow of income. And I know many investors and financial advisors tell you to try to have all 7 different types of passive income. And so you all are heavy in the business quadrant, as Robert Kiyosaki would say. I'm thinking now, and I know we all are around the same age. I know Bishop and I are close to the same age. I'm not sure about you, LaFisha, yet, but I'm just I'm just curious. I know for myself, as I get older, and something that really touched me in the conference, that was like, okay, Michael, you need to do something a little bit different. I was starting to think, I don't want to work this hard like this as I continue to age. So now I'm thinking more on really doing less myself and actually transitioning more so a pure CEO. When I still scaled my ACY, my construction company, when I scaled it, was doing multiple 8 figures. I was just growing so fast. Even though I still did things myself, I truly operated as a CEO. Like, I had people in every department in my business that I was coaching. I think we got up to about 27 employees at the time. And so I was coaching in and managing and directing and all that. And even with all the businesses that I have currently, I've done a lot of the work myself. And now, especially since the pandemic. So now I'm starting to reset and think, as I get older, how do I now position myself to function more as a CEO again in all of them. That's kind of where my mind's going. And I know it's a mindset thing because I don't know if you all like me, but it's hard to find people that's going to do it like me. And when they don't, it really irritates me. But I've come to learn that's a me problem. You know, I've come to learn that that's a me problem. I got to work on that.
I don't know.
You don't know. You're not sure. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, we can argue about this. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Bishop, like, I don't know about that. Now, I will say this. Let me say this, and let me lay down my argument, and then you can come back with your argument. This is one thing I know. You can make that choice, right? Either way you want to run, that's your choice, right? If you want to stay in control of it, kind of keep your hands on everything, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just recognize for myself, I can only go so far like that. So I kind of, especially with multiple businesses, like I can only really focus attention on so much at one time. In some type of way, if I'm going to scale all of them concurrently, then I have to get the right people in position. That has been a challenge for me over the past 15 years, is finding the right people to get into position, people you can trust, you know, people that were skilled, people weren't just in it for themselves. Like it's so hard to find that right person. But I think as well, I didn't plan for those issues well. What I mean by that is I didn't really plan on, Michael, if this person shows, you know, proves that you can't trust them, what's your plan B? How are you going to respond to it quickly? If this person has an ulterior motive and they're going to take all your stuff and bounce, what's your plan B? I didn't plan for that well. So my point was that I recognize those are some things I kind of ignored because I was just in the motion of getting stuff done and putting stuff in place. And I wasn't thinking about, as I build these things and put people in position to oversee them, to scale everything, that I need to be thinking about, if it goes down, what am I going to do? Because when it fell down, it's all on me. And so that always kind of kept me like, nah. You know, so I'm trying to work on that. That's for me, that's my personal development. I don't know. What's your thing? Go ahead. What's your, I want to hear what you say.
I don't disagree with what you said. I actually agree with a portion of it. The portion that I'm like, you said it's a me thing. That's the part I disagree with.
I was talking about me though, not you. I was talking about me.
No, I get it. God gave you the vision, and that's something that I struggle with even right now in ministry and in business. When God gives you a vision, He makes vision, and He gives you the blueprint by which you should follow it out. So when you're bringing new people on, they got to follow it based on what you've seen, not based on what they want to do. For example, let's just say one of your businesses is a McDonald's. You can't hire a GM from Burger King and just let them run McDonald's any kind of way.
Right.
They gotta go with the blueprint of McDonald's. Yeah. Because pretty soon that GM is going to get rid of the griddle and go get a barbecue. And it goes against your business. Yeah. And that's one of the things. I don't want to hire nobody that knows more than I do. If you know more than I do, you should have your own business. So I don't disagree. I totally agree. But it's when you said it was a me thing, I just wanted to encourage you. Like, nah, people that work for you should embrace your vision. Yeah. Like, what is it that you want me to do? Yeah. What is it that you need me to do so I can follow out what you see?
That's an interesting position, man. That's an interesting position. I'm glad you shared that. You know, I think as we all navigate our own personal journeys, we we have these moments of self-discovery. I know being in ministry as well, you know, I'm not the lead pastor, but I pastor a location for myself, because my wife and I, we're very similar. That's my honey bun, y'all, Dr. Felicia. We're very similar, that if folks don't get it done, we just gonna get it done. Like, y'all tripping. We're gonna get it done. But let me kind of talk about this season. And I hope I don't lose too many.
I did want to say one thing real quick.
Huh?
One thing I wanted to say to y'all, to the conversation that you just had. One of the two lessons that I learned, you know, to your point about not what the concern of what's going to happen if they don't do it how you want it done. One of the greatest things I took away from that conference is it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to be done. And I think one of the places that we often fail is not developing. We focus too much on people having the process of it, but not put the emphasis on the deliverable that we want. I need to get from here to Florida. Now, I don't care if you take a car. I don't care if you take a train. I don't care if you take a plane. But if the expectation is that by Friday at 9 a.m. you'll be in Florida, that's my expectation. Where I think we go further, the other place I think we go wrong is we need to focus on hiring character, not skill. Because I can teach you what you need to learn, but I cannot teach you character.
Boy, y'all bringing up some good stuff.
The
Come on, team.
Is never. My husband said it, but I say it like this: don't hire anybody that failed. Don't hire anybody on your team that failed at building their own. If you
say that one more time. No, don't keep on going. Say that one more time. Never hire anybody that what?
Never hire anybody on your team that failed at building their own. So you had an accounting firm and you couldn't get done. And so because you failed at yours, now you want to come run mine. Because then that means you're gonna run mine like you failed at running yours.
Here's what makes the Cannon brand so great. Because in a lot of areas, me and my wife are exactly alike, but then in a lot of areas we are totally opposite. That she just got finished saying a minute ago. To your point, I just need you to get from Delaware to Florida by what day?
Right. Friday at 9 o'clock.
Friday at 9 o'clock. Yeah. I don't care how you get there, just get there.
Yeah.
I don't drive to that. I need you to take the route that I'm going to give you, because the type of person I am. I'm not being funny, but the type of person I am, there may be some things along a specific route that I need you to do before you get to Florida.
Well, then I'm giving that instruction though.
Right.
And that's why I'm like, if there are specific deliverables along the way, we can give that to them.
You didn't say that part.
Hey, y'all, but I'm saying good or what? You ought to drop some fireballs in the chat, y'all. This good. Y'all hearing they going at it.
Get there.
Yeah.
I need to go to Charlotte for me.
Okay. Then that's a new level of evaluation on how you get there makes a difference. Do I need to drive a car? Because the plane is not going to do what I need to do. But if my priority is to get to Florida, then I don't care if you take 13 all down to Florida, you take 95, or you hop on a boat and go around.
Brother Young, you do know we cut up like this all day, every day, right?
Hey, listen, it reminds me of my wife and I, because it's the same thing. I'm enjoying, but honestly, it's giving me some different thoughts, because that happens. Why my screen keep going out? That happens in business, depending on one person may have a certain leadership style, another person have a different one. But how do we better communicate the expectation, regardless of what leadership you're under, as long as you're working under this brand?
I think to your point is identify the first thing, especially when you got a situation where we're both in this leadership capacity. We got to be on the same page with what our expectations are, because we can't expect out of them what we don't know we're looking for in the first place.
That's good.
I think the second piece is and the words I use are understandable, repeatable, communicable when it comes to what my expectation is. Do you understand what I'm asking you?
Mm-hmm.
Am I communicating it well? Do you understand it enough to communicate it again if you need to? And is it so simplified or so crystal clear that you can do it over and over again? That's the key in scaling. Scaling is being able to test and repeat it multiple times, which is how we got from when we started with 3 vans and no contracts, and we got a contract. That was growth. We got to 5 vans. That was growth. Getting to 20 vans was scaling. We identified a process and we were able to repeat it in order to get to that place. And I think if you have those challenges, meaning we can't identify or we're not on the same page with what our expectations are, we can't communicate them and expect somebody to deliver what it is we're looking for if we don't know ourselves, and then if they don't understand it themselves.
Awesome. That's good. That's some good stuff. So that even shows that even as leaders and CEOs of our businesses, there may be certain nuanced things that come up that we have to make sure is clear, that our team is able to really follow us, regardless of where they are, regardless if they're in the C-suite, the executive position, managerial position. We have to be clear on what we're communicating. And I really appreciate you stating that. And I think we were able to see just between your different leadership skills how important it is to make sure that stuff is documented, is written down, and it is, because sometimes even when it's written down, if we don't do the training, a part of my course for my business coaching deals with developing cultural best practices. And those are not best practices specific to how operations, practices around the expectation within our company. So culturally, what do we want our company to do or be like, or what we want people to see us as part of our brand? So adopting those things are important. All right, I know it's getting late. Let me give you all 2 more questions and we'll wrap it up tonight, if you don't mind. What advice would you give to
you got us tonight? We here. We locking in tonight.
Here, but y'all gotta go to bed, man. When I gotta get you out of here so you can go to sleep, my brother. It won't be my fault. It won't be my fault that you're up. I'm sending you out of here so you can go to sleep. Listen, what advice would you give to those beginning their serial entrepreneur journey? Like knowing that, hey, there's multiple ideas I have. I'm not sure where to start. What advice would you give them?
You want me to go first?
You can go first.
I did a video this morning, but I deleted it. I'll post it again tomorrow. But what I would tell people, know your why.
Know your why.
Everybody's not called or cut out to be a CEO or entrepreneur. And
that's
if you are, if you are, why are you doing it? You shouldn't be an entrepreneur because you see people that you follow on Instagram doing it.
Right.
Like, what is your? I know what my why is. To your point earlier, man, I'm 52 years old. I got a few more days left.
Right.
When I close my eyes, and as they say in the Baptist church, with my tongue cleft to the roof of my mouth, I got to make sure this young lady right here is straight, and I got to make sure our 2 sons are straight. I don't care no Bentley. I don't care about no Rolls Royce. I don't care about no. I was going to say I don't care about Maldives and Dubai, but I do want to go there.
I do want to go.
I try making sure I leave a legacy and generational wealth. The Bible says that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. So I grind the way that I do to make sure they're going to be taken care of, even when I'm long gone. Long as she don't get married again.
Right. Oh,
yeah.
It's funny. I heard already Brandon talking about this. Yeah, that's funny. So what you was gonna say? Mm-hmm.
For me, my advice would be plan your work and work your plan. I think if you put in the time to do the legwork in the beginning, you're not know everything. You're ain't no way in the world. Your industries change, technology changes, times changes, people's taste buds change. But I think if you really learn your industry, I think you'll position yourself for better longevity. My other advice is to know your craft. I think a lot of people, once they start a business, they get super comfortable, feeling like they can do it, and I know it all, and that type of thing. You should always be an ever learning student. And I think lastly, I would say, what was I going to say? Know your craft. Sell your value. Know your worth and sell your value. And by that I mean
know your worth.
A lot of times. A lot, and I speaking from an account perspective, I find a lot of times people find it difficult to pay for bookkeeping and accounting services because it doesn't produce money, but they don't understand how it saves you money, how it helps you monitor your money, how it can help you produce more revenue. So one of the things that I learned was, instead of me, kind of trying to sell myself, getting people to understand that yes, you may be able to do it without me, but the reality is it's going to cost you more to do it without me.
Right.
I can save you more, I benefit you more long term. And that's why I say know your value. And because and other parts of that is, a lot of times we as entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs of color, we will bring our prices down. We will dummy down our skill set and our value in order to attract clients. I know one of the hardest things for me, this tax season, was getting people to understand that I have a staff now, and I'm always going to be accessible, and I can't charge you $100 like I did before, because the reality is I did this tax thing for 20 years. And even in business coaching, I had a situation one time where somebody was offended because I wanted to charge them business coaching. And the reality is, one, this is my full-time job. And number two, I'm going to save time and money in your business. I can understand if I can give you the tools and resources to help you make money, why you feel like you don't need to pay us for the time and resources for us to learn how to help you make money or save money. When I say, know your worth and get people to understand the benefit of what it is you have to offer. Even if it wasn't me, understand the benefit of the offer and translate that over to the benefit to them. So that's what I would say. Don't sell yourself.
Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff, man. You dropped so many nuggets in those 5 minutes. Like, I didn't even have time to jot them down. You were going so fast with all that nuggets. You all put some firebombs in the chat. Listen, Lady LaFisha was dropping some gems right then, and there's a couple thoughts that I have as we wrap up. I appreciate everybody that came on tonight, whether you're on IG or whether you're on Facebook. We're gonna wrap up, but I'm gonna give you my final thoughts as we close. But before I do that, the Cannon brand, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, how they can work with you if they're looking to be serial entrepreneurs, how they can be a part of your we both coach, but hey, it's enough business for all of us. And I want you all to tell the people how they can work with you, how they can reach you. Go ahead and let them know.
So the easiest place to typically us is our social media page or our website. We are the Cannon Brand, spelled TheCannonBrand, is our Instagram handle. We're also on Facebook. Our site is thecannonbrand.com. On our website, you'll see all our different offerings. I know we touched on a few things, but we also do formation, business formation. We do funding. We assist with credit counseling. We do real finance, investment
Listen,
finance.
y'all, they got one-stop shop. It's like going to Walmart.
We're the Walmart for entrepreneurs. We're the Walmart for entrepreneurs.
The
We do
Walmart
have,
for entrepreneurs.
we have,
Did I just give y'all a tagline?
You did.
Oh
We're
my
Walmart for
goodness.
entrepreneurs. We have an upcoming our mentorship. Next cohort for our mentorship starts in August. We also offer the Ultimate Entrepreneur as a course, so you can be a part of our active 8-week program. It was 12-week program, active weeks, and then 4 additional weeks of accountability to make sure you're making headway. We focus on 4 primary areas of mindset, money management, and marketing to help entrepreneurs get from A to the next place, wherever that next place might find them. And again, we do that in a live format on Monday evenings. And then we also offer it as a course with an accountability call. We also, and the intensive, I'm sorry, thank you, honey. We offer the opportunity for an intensive as well, the Ultimate Entrepreneur Intensive. And that's where we come to your city for 3 days. And we literally, boots on ground, help you navigate through different issues, challenges, parts of your business that you want to grow. We're there on site with you to help walk through that. So any of those opportunities or ways to work with us. We also a mentorship rotation. So if that's an area that you're interested in, we've helped a couple folks build their transportation companies. We're excited to say we used to actually imagine this, we used to actually go and learn a state in order to build it for somebody. But now we decided to make that a coaching program as well, where we can help you establish your whether non-emergency medical or private car transportation business in your home state. So we do offer those programs.
All right. Well, listen, y'all heard it from here. The Cannon brand, the Walmart for entrepreneurs, they have it all. So whatever you need, just go check them out. Listen, I hope one day we can do an event together. And we're gonna mix ministry and the marketplace when they collide. Yeah, when the ministry and marketplace collide, like, man, we got to do something soon. So just a few last words. I want everybody that's been watching or may watch the replay, if you don't mind, go ahead and just like this live post, especially when it pins posts. If you would, just let somebody else know that's in business, that have multiple ideas, multiple dreams, to watch this live. I'm telling you, follow the Cannon brand. I hope you're following me if you're not already. And we're going to continue to build this thing up. It's our desire to continue to pour into the BIPOC community and continue to build legacies for our families and generational wealth. And it's really, really important. And it's important for our young people to see the work. And so that's why not only the Cannon brand has mentorship, I have mentorship programs that's available for you, regardless of what income level you on. So it's out there. You just have to go get it, y'all. But just a few last things from my point of view, my vantage point. I totally jive with what I say it like this. You have to know your purpose. Know that when God gave you purpose, he gave you gifts, he gave you skills, and he gave you solutions. He gave you gifts, he gave you skills, he gave you solutions. You have to take all of that and culminate it and trust him that he's going to lead you into the right thing. For me, in my personal experience, I noticed the thing that I would put more attention on, God was moving in. It was that thing that I felt like, okay, God was blessing it and it was time to move in it. And so the Cannons mentioned this already when they gave us points. I don't know if you caught it. Is it the right timing? Does it make financial sense? And maybe is it seasonal? So I think you all should go back and think about that when it comes to any of your business endeavors. Be great at what you do, because that greatness will bring you money and you won't have to chase it. All right, y'all. That's our time tonight. I want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to Candace for joining us tonight. And until the next time, we pray that God bless you in your business, and we'll see you soon.